Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hope it's getting chilly where you are. It is here. December feels like December. Get to get some new warm clothes out. You know, everybody gets a little more fashionable when it gets cold. And we can cover up a few of those LBSs we put on after that big old Thanksgiving meal and the leftovers we ate late night. Here's what we got this week. Red lights. Look, as the author of Green Lights, I get this question a lot. McConaughey, green lights are easy, but what should I do when I face a red light? Well, first off, let's admit that red lights reveal our character and our identity. What our attitude, approach, and the choice we make when we face them. What we do and how we handle when the going gets tough between our I know I fucked ups and our I have no fucking ideas. So what choice do we make in the red lights? One, sometimes we gotta persist. The year was 1988. I just graduated high school. I had money in my pocket, was dating the best looking girl at my school, and one across town as well. I had a 4 handicap, 3 holes in ones. I just won most handsome, and I had no curfew. Like most kids, I didn't know where I wanted to go to college, so my mom came up with this idea of me being an exchange student in Australia. Sun, beaches, Elle Macpherson, hell yeah, mate. And before leaving, I made a handshake deal that I would stay for the entire year and not come home early, as I was told many exchange students did. Well, after arriving in an Australia that was not so sunny, had no beaches, no Elle Macpherson, no girlfriend, no golf clubs, and a 10 o'clock curfew in a town of 305 people, with a family I moved in with that was, let's just say, different. Well, I was introduced to a major red light. Did I lose my grease? Well, to make a long story short, let me tell you this. Every night at 5:30 p.m., after clearing off the dinner table and the head of lettuce with ketchup I'd just eaten, because for some reason I thought I needed to be a vegetarian, I headed to the bathtub, where I jacked off to Lord Byron. Yep, I also became celibate, was convinced that my calling was to become a monk, and weekly wrote 14-page handwritten letters to myself. Was I losing my grease? Yes, I was. But I stayed the whole year. I persisted. I endured. So how did I do it? Well, you see, while I was going crazy, I kept telling myself that there was a lesson I was put there to learn, that there had to be a silver lining in all of it, that I needed to go through hell to get a greater gift on the other side. And I must say, I did. I can honestly say, besides my dad dying, this year abroad was the most valuable experience of my life. There's no way I would be the person I am now without it. This was the year where I found my identity. You see, that kid coming out of high school, well, he needed some resistance to find his footing. He needed something to overcome, a discipline to adhere to find his own sense of purpose. Now, I'd made a voluntary obligation with myself that there was no going back, so I denied the truth that I was off my rocker. Now, look, was I in a crisis? You damn right I was. I just didn't give the crisis credit because I didn't give myself an option. I persisted. And I upheld my father's honor by keeping a handshake deal. Now look, today I'm told that some of my best qualities are my resilience, self-reliance, work ethic, and optimism. Well, that year in Australia, that's where those were forged. Yeah, sometimes we got to take the path of the most personally constructive resistance. Choose the right hard work that's going to pay us back for the sweat equity and toil. Most of my growth has not come from making what was uncomfortable yesterday more comfortable today. Most of my growth has come from getting comfortable today with what made me uncomfortable yesterday. 2, sometimes when we're at a red light, we gotta pivot. The year was 1999. I got cast as a dragon slayer named Denton Van Zandt in the film Reign of Fire. I decided that my dragon slayer had a shaved head. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have shaved your head before, but when you first do it, it's not very pretty. Like divots and stark white. Well, I was walking home from the barber shop with my newly shaved head when the paparazzi got a picture of me. 2 days later, one of the financiers of Rain of Fire sent me a note that read, "I saw a picture of you. I'm sure it's a bald cap. But if it is true that you shaved your head, I just want to let you know that that would be very bad karma for you, Matthew." What the fuck? Did he just pull the bad karma card on me for shaving my head? Who's he think he is? Fuck him. Now look, admittedly, my newly bald nugget was pretty ugly. But on principle, I decided it was time for me to out-hustle the hustle. Knowing that there was a who's who in the industry cocktail party a week out, I made a plan. I went and laid poolside in the sun with Crisco on my head for the next 5 days. My head got a really nice tan. My beard got a really nice blonde. I even bought a blue Gucci 3-piece suit to match my blue eyes, and I went to that cocktail party. I talked to as many ladies as I could, talked to as many financiers as possible. I posed for a lot of pictures, a few of which showed up in the trades the next day. Well, a day later, I got a call from the bad karma financier. "Matthew, love the shaved head. Great creative idea for the character. Love it." So what happened? What changed Mr. Bad Karma's mind? Well, let's just say that my once butt-white and divot-filled cranium looked a whole lot better with a tan and a 3-piece blue suit. So good, in fact, that it was now a good idea that flipped karma back on my side and secured me the role. Why? Because in the face of likely losing the role of my Dragon Slayer Denton Van Zandt, I pivoted. I pulled off a sleight of hand coup. I got what I wanted, and I kept my shaved head, not through persistence, but through finding another tact, out hustling the hustle, finding a way to give them what they wanted while still doing what I wanted to do. 3, if you persist and pivot and neither work, sometimes you just got to raise the white flag to fight another day. Example, I was out with my son surfing a few years ago. I looked up and suddenly there were 12-foot waves coming at us. I was like, oh shit. I think I could pull this off, but I think I might also could drown. Persisting didn't seem to make the best sense, so I thought about the pivot. I could go get surf lessons for the next 6 months, so maybe I'd be good enough to handle waves like these. No, I'm not doing that either. I've got more important shit to do than that. So what did I do? I paddled in, put my board away, raised my white flag, and said, nope, that is not my fight. I ain't surfing 12-foot waves. So, anytime we're at a red light, we got 3 choices. We can persist and out-endure the crisis. We can choose to pivot and out-hustle the hustle. Or we can raise the white flag and choose to fight another battle. Amen. Good luck.